Monteith is with us tonight. He is, thank you, Doc. Kelly's a very amusing young gentleman. He grew up in St. Louis. He made his first appearance with us, I think, about 2 years on the show, and it's fun to watch his continued growth. He'll be opening tomorrow night at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas with Bobby Gentry, and the 13th of November up at Harrah's Arena with Connie Stevens. Would you welcome Kelly Monteith? Kelly?
Thank you for that nice welcome. How are you all? My name is Kelly Monteith. Just little habits that we all have. Man, so much of my day-to-day existence is consumed by habits. Things that I do, things I say. Greeting people, that's habitual. Hi, how are you? That usually gets the same answer. Fine, how are you? Fine, thank you. Now, you know something? That exchange has said so much that people don't even hear what you say. You can say anything to them. Hi, how are you? Up your nose. Fine, thank you. Because they're not listening. We respond automatically. Thank you. That's a perfect example. How many times a day you hear those two words? Thank you. How many times a day do you say them? Thank you. You can't thank somebody without being thanked back. Thank you. Thank you, too. Thanks a lot. Thank you much. Thank you very much. Thank you now. Never could understand that one, as opposed, I guess, to thank you later. Gets ridiculous. I found myself thanking people for thanking me. Hey, got your thank you note. Thank you. And they'll throw it back at me. Oh, don't thank me. Thank you. I hate to pay a check at a restaurant anymore. I go through an orgy of thank yous with the cashier. Enjoy your meal, sir. Oh, yes, thank you. It's very good. Well, thank you. Here's your change now. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Have a nice day. Well, thanks. You too. Well, thank you. And then I'll walk out a door, and it says, thank you. You see, it's automatic. People say without even thinking, you're fired. Thank you. We just say because we were taught to say it. It was drilled into us to say thank you. You didn't say thank you, well, say pardon me. Say excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. Those are two more all day long. Pardon me, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought you were talking to me. Pardon me. I've excused myself to walls. Excuse me. Oh, it's a wall. Pardon me. I've had people step on my foot, crush all my toes, and I'll say, excuse me. Huh? Oh, excuse me. Thank you, thank you. And then I'll go home, and I'll be all by myself, and I'll burp. Excuse me. Then when I realize I'm alone, I go, sorry. Sorry? What am I sorry for? Just a guilt response, you know, because I feel guilty about things like that. Actually, I feel guilty about a lot of things that I have really no reason to feel guilty about. Passing a hitchhiker is a perfect example. I'll feel so guilty about that, especially if the guy glares at me when I go by, you know. Gives her one of these shots. Now, I'll feel so guilty about passing him that I'll make excuses in sign language. I'm turning at the next corner. Sorry. Then I'll look in the mirror and I'll see him give me his reply. Thank you, too. It's just that early training is just so powerful, and yet the government has no faith in it. It's really weird, because every one of us here, one thing we were taught was how to cross the street. I mean, that was just pounded into our heads. Don't you cross when there's traffic. Look both ways. When it's clear, then you go. Drilled into our minds. Now, how much faith does the government have in that training? I'll go up to any busy intersection. There'll be traffic just roaring by, and I look across the street, and there's that little sign. Don't walk. Well, I know I'm not supposed to walk. I mean, I was taught that. I'd be a suicidal idiot to step off the curb. Then when all the cars stop, I look up, and the sign says, walk. Well, I know it's time to walk. Obviously, I can see there's nothing going by now. I mean, they don't give us any credit for having any sense. And they must also think we're gazelles. I'll step off the curb, and I'll walk about 6 steps, look up, and the sign has changed back to don't walk. I mean, that's ridiculous. If they're going to put a sign up, be practical. Put up one that said, this is a short light, so run your buns off.
Next on BBC Two, more frivolity from Kelly Monteith, if you enjoy that sort of thing.
The next series of clips is about traveling, and this first one involves an overzealous bellman. Now, I've been traveling for majority of my adult life, and I've dealt with a lot of these. I've been in hotels more than I can even remember. And sometimes you get a bellman that comes up, and before you're even ready, he grabs your suitcase and he's gone. And this is what this clip kind of illustrates.
This one ready, sir?
Yeah, this one's already here. And
Hope you enjoyed your stay with us, sir. Makes you feel young and alive. Yes, sir, I love things like this. Solid streaming through. Oh, I always take one day at a time. Never look back. That's what I always say. Take it like this comes. Don't be afraid, sir.
Hope you had a good stay, sir.
Are you picking you up, sir? No. Then I'll put your cabby. Thank you.
I remember this vividly. It was done in a hotel in Bournemouth, a little resort town in the southwest coast of Britain, or west coast, or south, or east. I'm not sure. I've never seen Britain with a temperature, with a directional thing underneath. So they always said the west, but I never could figure out what part of Britain was the west because I never saw a north-south little direction put over the country. That's neither here nor there. I remember this scene. I remember this hotel in Bournemouth, and I wore actually a kind of tie I really never, it was a knit tie, and I never wore those kind of knit ties, but I needed a tie like that that for this particular scene. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little segment on travel, which was a major portion of my life, and I hope I kind of showed you the comedy side of it. At any rate, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to tune in next week for more of Kelly Monteith's BBC Memories. And right now, I'm going to head down to baggage claim to see if my bag arrived here or is probably in Calcutta.